This is IGN. Most likely, you've been watching movies your whole life, and I know you have memories of your first scene magical moments that you'll never ever forget. Beautiful scenes that change the flow of your synapses and open your eyes to art and dreams and pure wonder. But on the other side of that, we've all got trauma that we'll also never forget ever, but for absolutely the wrong reasons. I'm talking, of course, about the kids' movies that were too damn scary and shook us to our little pre-adolescent cores. We weren't equipped to handle some of the villains in kids' movies back then, but now, hopefully, we are ready to confront those demons and move on from the trauma. So, here we go. Let's check in with the most traumatizing so-called kids' movie villains we haven't gotten over yet. Our list begins with Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The first too scary villain is the reason we made this list at all, frankly. Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He's played by the normally very lovable Christopher Lloyd, but this time he's the cruel, corrupt, much-feared overlord of Toontown, and is probably best known for painfully murdering an anthropomorphic shoe for no reason. Lloyd's doom is a menacing, looming presence, representing the encroachment of corruption, gentrification, and the greed of the rich upon the poor. He's also just a creep. Anyway, kids, go see Judge Doom kill the shoe on Disney+. Up next from Coraline, it's The Other Mother. For many young kids, their mother is the most supportive and beloved caregiver in their entire world. That's what makes Coraline's other mother so damn terrifying. That and the fact that she's actually a shape-shifting skeletal demon in disguise with creepy, dead button eyes who lures children in before eating their souls. And bones. The Other Mother, or The Bedlam, appears in 2002's Coraline book, but her appearance in the 2009 stop-motion movie is what really seals the deal, with its unsettling visuals and performance by Terry Hatcher. She's all about fun, normal activities like playing hide-and-seek in the rain, never eating, suddenly having a living room made of bugs, kidnapping parents, and making kids sew buttons into their eyes. Yes, the cherry on top of this abduction skeleton nightmare monstrosity is the body horror. Moving on, our next childhood movie villain, the Wheelers from Return to Oz. You probably think The Wizard of Oz is a nice fantasy story, with a teenage Dorothy searching for the wizard and escaping a stereotypically evil witch, featuring bright and vivid visuals, iconic songs, and a timeless charm. And it is! 1939's The Wizard of Oz is all of those things. 1985's Return to Oz is not those things. Dorothy is back home after the events of The Wizard of Oz, but her aunt and uncle do not think she had a cute dream about Oz. They think she needs a trip to the insane asylum and some shock therapy. The whole thing is scary and qualifies as a horror movie. But then there are the Wheelers. Their design is ghoulish and chilling and, dare I say, unique and singularly awful. Their faces are terrifying, the squeaking is unsettling, and the way their limbs sit and unnaturally move is sickening. They cackle, jeer, scream, and shoot out at speeds that are just way too fast, and, threaten to tear a little girl to pieces for the crime of knowing a chicken. Oh, up next, and from Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, it's Hexus. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest is an environmentally conscious animated musical about fairies, humans, and the folly of pollution. It features A-plus voice acting from both Robin Williams as a bat who suffered from animal testing and Tim Curry as the villain, a dark spirit named Hexus that's freed from a scary-as-hell tree that's in the process of deforestation. This gloopy, symbiote-looking thing fortifies itself with various forms of pollution and becomes more and more powerful in the process, eventually killing the matriarch fairy and a lot of the rainforest. Hexus eventually transforms into air pollution and then his final form, a giant black skeleton with fire inside it and a toxic oil sludge cape. This is nightmare fuel. 10 out of 10. Thanks. I hate it. Bye. Our list of the most traumatizing villains in kids' movies that still haunt us continues with the Horned King from The Black Cauldron. The Horned King and the Army of the Dead from Disney's The Black Cauldron are too scary. The animated film is pretty dark and gloomy. I think this is due in part to the stark contrast between the very simple, childlike characters and the often grotesque animation of the Horned King and his risen from the dead skeleton army. The visuals were stunning for the time, with very new CGI techniques put to use, but they were also terrifying in juxtaposition to the lighter themes of the film, which seemed to be made to appeal to children specifically. What's up with that magic melted fire skull thing? Does the Horn King have to look like a humongous, dirty old skeleton with messed up sharp teeth and claws, yet speak with a crisp, focused villain voice? You know what? Don't answer that. And our final kids movie villain may be a controversial one. It's the one, the only, Willy Wonka from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Listen, if you told me Willy Wonka isn't a villain, then you would be wrong. Wrong! Willy Wonka is an unhinged control freak whose wild swings from blankness to full blast, pop-veined, wild-eyed shouting are impeccably portrayed by Gene Wilder. From the moment he stops on screen, he practically begs you not to trust him. He happily lets children get badly hurt if not deformed. It becomes clear that he definitely has slaves, and he really doesn't seem to care about the damage he causes as long as his needs are met. And they do get met because he's a rich and powerful maniac. He's off-putting to children because he should be off-putting to children. He's a very dangerous person and a good example of why you shouldn't trust strangers with candy. And I never want to see another story about how he got that way again. Thanks for listening to this IGN Daily Update special. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console, and subscribe to our weekly podcast through the podcast service of your choice.